I really can't believe it. We did it. We effing did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
What did we do?
Wow, we came all this way. All this way through social media, the metaverse. All this way. We've been a band a long time.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, Lexi.
Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Guys, welcome. It is time. It is a new era. It is a new dawn. A new wind will blow.
A new day.
A new day will dawn here in New England music, New England metal, and of course, nationally and all over the fucking world. Guys, we're back. It's the 100th episode of William versus the World, everybody. Holy shit, thanks for being here. And this time, this season, this era, I'm back with my naturally psychopathic, that's right, hyperactive co-host and new addition to William versus the World, Miss Lexi Swan. If we need to turn her up or turn her down, y'all can let us know in the chat. And producer Metaverse Melissa Wolf will help us. And don't worry, Melissa will still be taking your gripes, snipes, and Jesus Cripes in the comment section. So we appreciate you. And this is the 100th episode. Brandon, welcome. Thank you for being here. Everyone's like, let's fucking go.
They're
We're
ready
gonna
for
fucking
it.
fuck shit up.
They already know what time it is.
They know
I
what
feel
time
like.
it is. You guys know what time it is. It's William versus the World. That's not like William versus like the state of Vermont or something like that. Guys, William versus the World is your daily dose of music industry wild stories, tips, insights, and education for all of you who have never seen this before. I don't know if you've seen this before or not, but if you didn't know, William versus the World is your daily dose of music industry wild stories, tips, insights, news, and education. Isn't that right, Lex?
Yeah, welcome.
The most powerful thing that any of you could do to support the band, our live streams, our podcasts, or pornography.
I thought you were going to say porter potty.
No, on the tip of my tongue, not to be more explicit than I already was, I was going to say something about pornography, because pornography was on my mind. But that's coming later. This is the ultimate destination, Lexi, for your music industry news, analysis, and discussion. There are no local bands. We are a local band. We're a hard rock and heavy metal band from Manchester, New Hampshire, and we are the only local band that provides daily music news, industry tips, and education.
That's fucking fantastic.
Look, just look.
Fantastic.
It is fantastic. And you might be wondering why we call it William versus the World. And the reason why is because William versus the World, we gather all of the information. We collect it each night. On the weekday, each day at 7 p.m., we collect the stories, we take them apart, we present them in a way that encourages deeper conversations and reveals larger topics that are going on across the world, Lex.
Let's go on an adventure.
So let's go on an adventure today with me. Buckle up, everybody. It's the 100th episode
Yeah, fuck yeah.
of William versus the World! Holy shit!
Woo!
Yeah, the most powerful thing you guys can do is to share the feed. Share the feed until they bleed. They can't stand it, so make sure we demand it. Here on William versus the World, sharing the feed is the most powerful and valuable thing you can do to push the stream.
Facts.
Okay, guys. You guys are seeing the screen. You guys are fucking pumped. You guys are so pumped.
You know how to pump them up. You really
Scott's
do.
like, Lexi! Yo! Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are excited for Lexi to be my hyperactive co-host for the season. This doesn't mean we get to keep her. Relax. She's here for the season. How do you feel?
I feel honored and happy.
You're back podcasting. You've been taking a break from podcasting for a while. How do you feel?
I feel good to be back. Like, I'm ready to have all the conversations and get to.
It's kind of weird not
people.
having you on camera. Everyone's used to seeing you on camera, but this will be enlightening.
It'll be something different. It's a little experiment.
Shout out to all the viewers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Guys, I'm not a boxer, obviously. I don't have Netflix.
Good.
Let's just get it out in the open. Let's everybody get it off our chesticles. Well, you don't have any of those, but they do. Most of them do. And if you got big enough balls to tackle this subject with me, who knew that Tyson was going to lose the boxing match? Did you know that?
I had an inkling.
I mean, everyone's going to say now, oh, I knew that Tyson was going to lose the boxing match. But did you really? Did you think? I mean, what did you think? You don't know Tyson. You're too damn young.
I don't.
You know Tyson's chicken. There's some in the freezer.
It's delicious chicken. But I did know of Mike Tyson and his accomplishments. Like, I knew he was like a world-renowned, like, champion boxer.
Did you know he was a psychopath? No, I mean, did you know he was a sportsman?
Yeah, like I knew he was an athlete. I knew he was like a really big like boxing person.
He's big, all right. Did you know that he bit somebody in the fucking ear?
That's actually how I figured out who he was.
Okay.
Someone was telling
Most
me.
Most people know about that. Let's not try to just focus in
on that
one event. But he's had it. What I'm saying is he's had a tough life.
Yeah.
And he is approximately 2 and some change, almost 30 years. He's almost 2 decades and some change older than the other gentleman there. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to say I don't have Netflix, and a lot of people complaining about the boxing match. They said it was rigged, it was a con. How many people in the chat think it was rigged? Everything's rigged now. I realize that. Everyone believes that. But does anybody? I don't know, so don't look at me like that, everybody. I'm saying, do you think it's rigged? Did you guys think that Jake, what's his name, Jake Logan?
Jake Paul. His brother's name is Logan.
Logan Airport. So which one am I talking about? Jake?
You're talking about Jake.
Steve. Chris. Fucking Chad.
Jake.
All right. Yeah. Jake Paul. Jake Paul Chad.
Jake Paul.
What's up with all these motherfuckers with one-syllable names?
I have no clue. Ask their mother.
Okay.
I have no idea.
So, Steve fought Mike Tyson. How many people thought that Jake was going to win? Steve.
I mean...
Well, Jake won, not Steve, but you know what I'm trying to say. How many people think, and then how many people think it was a conspiracy?
Oh my God.
Everybody thinks it was a con job. This is what I'm going to say, and I'm going to get this off my chest. Do I think it was a money grab? I think all entertainment could be investigated as a money grab. Like, anytime that something does really well in entertainment, we go, it's a money grab. Like Sepsiss VIP. Anytime anyone does anything, and if anybody's happy about anything, or there's an audience, or it's seemingly successful or popular, people will say that there's a crime behind it. So, do you guys think that the Jake Paul Steve Tyson match was a crime? Put a 1 in the chat if you think it was a crime. Because here's my thing. Nobody forced these dudes into the ring. So I don't see, I know everyone's talking about the abuse and the crime and the whole stuff. Do I think it's mean? And do I think it's bad sportsmanship? I think the conversation or the talking points in terms of Jake Paul, Steve, Mike Tyson, I think the issue with that is it's more of a conversation about intellectual honesty and sportsmanship. I don't think it's about boxing. If it was about boxing, then they would have put 2 guys in there that were prepared for a fair fight. That would be sports, right? Where one guy gets one guy has a bullet, the other guy gets a bullet. If one guy has 5 bullets, then that means that's that's kind of unfair. That doesn't seem like a fair fight. So what I'm saying is I think when we talk about the Steve, Chad, Logan Paul, Jake, Tyson, Mike fight, and people debate whether it is a scam or not, I think the real conversation is how much money did they make, and we could go around about that, and everyone can salivate and see blood and see red and develop their opinions on that. But these are 2 grown guys. They must have signed their waivers and paperwork and talked to their doctors and made their way to the ring. Mike Tyson, I can't say for sure, but he looks like a guy that could use a couple bucks. And let's talk about what Jake Paul Steve isn't. I mean, he isn't much of a boxer. In the sense that in boxing, you usually take 2 guys that are a fair fight. And if you want to take the sport serious and you want to value or measure it in the sense of ethics and sportsmanship and intellectual quality of the sport, then I think that it was probably an unfair fight in that sense. If they wanted to prove that it was fair, maybe they could have used headgear or something like that. But here's what I will say that it wasn't. I think Mike is a really good athlete at 60 years old. I don't think a mortal man, not me, not anyone, I don't think a mortal 30-year-old man could have lasted in a 2-minute fight with Mike Tyson. Not a regular guy that goes to the gym every day.
Yeah, no.
That's my guess. Does that make Jake Paul Chad a great boxer? I think that's what he isn't. Because if Jake Paul was a great boxer, right? Is that his name? I feel stupid now. You don't even know.
Paul.
Okay. If Jake Paul was an expert boxer, then he probably would have knocked the older guy out. That's my thought. A professional boxer at 30 years old, I think, would have knocked Mike down a lot. That's my guess. I'm guessing. I'm not an athlete. But that's it. So what can we say about the Jake Paul and Tyson fight? One thing it wasn't was a boxing match.
I agree with you. To be honest with you.
What do you guys think about my take on that? Let me read a couple of these comments.
I agree with you.
Brandon says there's no crime, all entertainment. Yeah. Scott says boxing, since I remember, has been fixed.
When did you notice that it was fixed?
Probably when people were making money on it.
When was that?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to ask Scott, but, you know. Bernie said, I could last 8 rounds with Tyson if I paid him not to hit me.
Oh, my gosh. Bernie.
That's funny. Hey, Bonnie Joe. Did you know that Bonnie Joe is in our new documentary series, Sepsiss Overdrive? Yeah. Everybody go check out Sepsiss Overdrive part 1. Bernie's in part 7.
That's so cool.
I'm just kidding. There's not a part 7, but Bernie is in it, though.
You're in it.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think Jake is good at what he's always been good at, and that's good at entertaining people and being a fucking meme. He's
good at putting events together and entertaining people. I think his boxing abilities is still up for debate because he's still pretty new to the sport, to my knowledge. So he still has a long way to go in terms of that.
Well said. That was very well said. So we did a poll recently, and the poll was all about like what people wanted to see on our live streams and podcasts. So we did a poll in the Yellow Jackets chat, and we asked people, do they want to see Do they want to see stories about world issues? Do they want to hear stories about sepsis? Do they want to hear, history about the band? Would they like me to cover more educational topics, celebrities and news, technology, social media tips? You guys, it's the 100th episode of William versus the World. Can we just take a moment quickly? Can you guys tell me what type of content you would like me to cover here? Like, I know this is the 100th episode, and like, we had some things picked out, obviously, for today. But really, you guys are the ones that come here and really hook me up. Because you guys take your time out and invest your time and value into my live broadcasts just as much as I do. Like, without you guys chatting with me and hanging out with me and watching me go crazy and make a fool out of myself, then how the hell would we even have a show? So, I mean, I asked people as a group, but sometimes when you ask people in a large group what they want, they lie to you. Not because they're mean people. They're genuinely trying to be kind and generous by giving you information that makes you happy. Guys, I don't want to be happy. I want to be smart. I don't want to, if it means being happy versus being accurate, I want to be authentic and accurate. So that's what this program is about. Do you guys like it when I cover the challenging topics? Because we've entered a time now when people feel uncomfortable with a certain conversation, they'll just write it off to politics, or they'll just write it off to culture wars. So we get to a point, right, where no one can talk about anything online unless we're all in agreement. And if we're not, then we're woke, or we're black, or we're this, or we're that. Are we here as a community? Are we there yet? I don't believe that. I feel very united in the swarm. I feel very united, and I feel transparent in terms of all the different varieties and diversity and personalities that come here. I think you guys get it. But let me explain it to you guys like this, okay? And I'm gonna give it to you raw. I like chaos, Lexi.
That's awesome.
I do. I'm not crime. That's something different. I like
Organized chaos?
even unorganized chaos is debatable. Hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, fucking chaos. I don't know, somebody just pumped the music. Hot potato, in the open hat. Okay.
There's a hot potato beat in that?
Hot potato, pop, boom, patang, boom, boom. Yeah, I love those.
I didn't know there was a hot potato.
I do always do it. I fucking pass it, man. Fucking pass it off. Oh, it's great being in this band. I'm having more fun than I ever have in my life. How about you?
I'm having a lot of fun, especially learning the drums with you and Rob.
Oh my God. It's like me and you and Rob, we have a drum gang. Yo, drum gang. Gah! Yo, don't fucking play games with me.
Facts.
Drum on your fucking head.
I'll drum on you.
All over your body.
Stop.
Right. What the fuck? So I was saying, Lex, I like a little bit of chaos. And what I meant was natural chaos. I didn't mean manufactured, synthetic, police brutality. That's something different. I just came up with that. But that's an example, a comparison. What I'm saying is I like chaos because I know that I dedicated to my survival and my intellectual honesty while everyone else is role-playing being civilized.
Yeah.
I love chaos because I know everyone at home is fucking cosplaying like they're good people and they're pro-citizens. I like straight chaos. I'm a fucking animal. And the reason why I'm an animal is because I love sitting back as an animal as a fucking flesh-eating animal. I'm dedicated to my survival as an animal, while I watch all the civilized little creatures role play and pretend like they prioritize society and values. You heard me, motherfuckers? I like chaos because all of you motherfuckers out there are role playing being good citizens, making a fool out of yourselves in front of each other. Let that sink in for a little bit. I personally like chaos. When you guys are counting on me to be a good guy, when you guys are counting on me to be a law-abiding citizen, you done fucked up. Because I like chaos. I don't like nothing about the music industry, laws, religion, or nothing. I like straight fucking chaos. Let's get it clear. And I like chaos because I know that I'm dedicated to my survival, while all of you pussies and cowards are out there dedicated to role-playing like you're Joe Citizen. Wasting your time investing in role-playing and cosplaying like you're metal, like you're in the motherfucking music industry. Keep going with it. Sepsis is pure chaos. Inaccurate information is cheap, everybody. Rumors and lies and inaccuracy online is cheap. It's easy to produce. It's brittle, and it comes in bulk. If you throw enough heavy metal bullshit at the wall, especially online, even your enemies will start to believe the parts that they agree on. So even people that like me or claim to be my friend, I want you to all look in my fucking face because I know you're not my friend. I know when people that are pretending to be my friend, I know when they listen to rumors and stories about me, even when they're trying to defend me, I know that there's enough bullshit about me that is said on a daily basis that people are willing to throw at the wall to see what sticks. And you weak motherfuckers role-playing, pretending to be my friend, pretending to be in the metal community, I know that if enough rumors and enough lies is thrown around about me, even my best friends will start to believe it. As long as people keep throwing bullshit and cheap garbage at the wall to see what sticks, even the people that I think are my friends or family are going to wait until they find parts that they agree on. So fuck all of you. Let's make it clear. I like chaos because inaccurate information is cheap and it's easy to produce. It's brittle and it comes in bulk. You throw enough bullshit at the wall and even your enemies will start to believe the parts they want to agree on. How do you fucking feel about yourselves, all of you? How do you all feel about yourselves as a fucking metal community? How do you fucking feel about yourself? Are you proud now? Do you feel organized and unified? Ha 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 ha. You guys, the truth is expensive to reproduce. I'm the truth. I'm in constant pursuit of the truth. I don't give a fuck about popularity. I know that truth is painful. I know that truth is a lot of hard work. And I know all of you fear the fucking truth. The truth is expensive to reproduce, everybody, and it's even more expensive to store. Even the smallest amount of truth can be painful, and it takes work and maintenance to prove and protect the truth. You pussy motherfuckers. How do you feel about yourself? Do you feel metal now? You see, the truth takes cooperation. The truth takes hard work to discover. It's expensive to keep a good story together in all of its intellectual honesty. You see, I know who's out there talking, but the truth takes cooperation. And it takes many other experts to dedicate themselves to the truth, to keep the truth going. So I know the majority at the wall, the majority are throwing your bullshit at the wall to see what sticks. Because it's easy and it comes in bulk. But then you'll run into motherfuckers like me that have absolutely no skeletons in our closet. And I love chaos because I know all of you aren't dedicated to your survival. You're not killers. You're not hunters. You care too much about the law or your marriages or looking good at church or looking metal. You see, I like chaos because I know that at the end of each night, I'm dedicated to survival. While all of you are dedicated to role-playing being civilized. How do you feel about yourself? What do you think about that, Lex? What do you think about that?
I think you nailed it right on the head. Because I too also like chaos.
Speak up a little bit.
Because I too also like chaos. Because chaos is real.
It's authentic.
It's the most realist form of civilization is chaos.
What's fake? What's fake is all of us putting on a show like we're all unified and we're together and we're all adding value in our lives.
And that things aren't chaotic.
Right.
That things are organized. Like no, things are chaotic.
Right on.
You
hey
know,
Ed, how's it going, brother?
It'll take forever. You can break one thing, but it'll take forever for you to fix it. Chaos can happen in 1 second, but it'll take forever for you to fix the damages.
Wonderful point by Lexi right there. You guys can work on something and you can build a career or build a marriage or a family for 10 years and decades at a time and invest all type of work into it and then make one mistake or take a left turn, right?
It'll take forever to fix it. Same with the metal scene here in New England. One wrong move, it'll take forever for us to fix it. Take forever for us to work together.
It's real. That's real. Sometimes it really comes down to figuring out what's important to all of us. You know, when you start to remove individuals from the group, they don't feel the same as they do when they're putting on the act.
And that's how you know who the actors are.
That's for sure. Speaking of controversy and actors and, I don't know, comment sections. Another controversial artist, we know her personally. OTEP said that she's retiring from music.
No.
Yeah. And I mean, so the only reason why I'm covering it is because a lot of people got to know us through OTEP.
Yeah.
So the only reason why I'm covering it is because I'm not, now look, I know a lot of people have their stories and things like that. But the reason why I'm covering, the reason why I would put this up and have a small conversation about it is because it's all over the news, like the metal news or whatever. And I don't know if everybody knows, but she's had a controversial, debatable past with bands and stuff like that. And comment sections tend to be tough on her, okay? Much tougher than they are on us. But what I'm saying, and I'm not here to get into the details of that, but we were talking about like the metal community and like how we behave and how we respond and how we react to events, rumors, stories, and things that happen in heavy metal, And I was watching all of the news unfold about her retirement because she's selling her gear, I guess. So like she's selling her gear and her PAs and stuff. And it's interesting when she blabbermouth, metal sucks, all the fake metal washed meme mags, all the bro dude, misogyny, heavy metal bro mags in the comments section, as predictable as you can imagine. People are genuinely negative and nasty about her leaving and retiring. And I understand that a lot of people have strong opinions about OTEP, like they do us, That's why I could relate to some of this. But I started to look, and I was just like, this is a great example of why I would never want to be part of the metal community. Because while you could be someone that may or may not have had a negative experience with OTEP, people that have never had an experience with her at all also hate her. And when you remove them and ask them, what has she personally done to interact with you or lower the quality of your life personally, they can't tell you.
There's no evidence.
People will say, I heard she's mean to bands, or I heard that she sleeps with blah, 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 or this is what she likes to eat, or this is what she looks like, or this is the rumors of her sexuality. And look, I'm not defending people that she may have hurt in the past. I have no fucking clue. I don't know. I wasn't there. And that's exactly my point. What is bizarre to me is not the bands and people who she's had run-ins with. That's fine. If you've had a run-in with OTEP, right, and it wasn't positive, have at it. You have your side of the story, she has her side of the story, and then somewhere in the omnisphere there's the truth of that, right? But like, those are versions and perspectives. What perspective does a commenter on Facebook have? In terms of this, though, and when you go through metal injection, we're not talking about a small percentage. We're talking about an entire comment section of people that are role-playing like they are OTEP victims. Like they've met her or sat down and talked with her or she said something to them. There are fucking comment sections of people that talk about me and Melissa like we've met them before, Lexi.
This is ridiculous.
This is why I'm perplexed about it. In the same fucking hyper amplified tunnel vision of the internet, there are hundreds of people who we have never met before or had an interaction with. Just the same as you see with this OTEP lady. She's retired, and fans rooting for her and or in between and otherwise have rushed to the internet comment sections to add their piece on it. And I think some of them may be rightfully so. You know what I mean? Like some of these bands and people who she's had interactions with absolutely have the right and the experience and the observable events that they can reference and measure and say, hey, if you had a bad run-in with William, if you were in our band or you've met me before and you've had a bad experience, you're welcome to talk about that on your Facebook page. Don't let me stand in your way. But like, what is mind-blowing to me is from meme mag to gossip rag to he said, she said, meme mag social media comment section. It is not fucking possible. OTEP doesn't have the ability in real life to affect so many people.
It doesn't make any sense.
When you have 300 commenters, and I say, excuse me, out of the 300 commenters here, how many people have actually been in the same room with OTEP? I'm not defending her. It's a common sense, intellectual, honest fucking question. Have you given up all of your decency? I don't understand. I do understand there are some people that meet celebrities and have a negative experience with them. I fucking realize that. And guess what? Wake up call, you dumb motherfuckers. The post office guy has a bad day. OTEP has a bad day. Lexi doesn't have any bad days, but you have a bad day, don't you? Lexi doesn't have any bad days. Trust me. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Holy live as shit.
Very lucky.
Yes, absolutely. You guys, look at you guys. You guys met our whole family. Hey, Carrie, how's it going? How's it going? So I just say, guys, I'm not, to those of you that are, I mean, I don't know how you become an OTEP victim. I don't. But if that is you, if that is your claim to fame, I know some of you guys out there opened up for OTEP 8 years ago, and you guys are still holding on to that for your 15 minutes. I get it. She was a dick. You know what I mean? But if OTEP has not committed a crime on you and you opened up for the band 8 years ago, do you really think that the reason why she is retiring is in the looming cyberbullying of your bullshit ass gig 8 years ago?
No.
You opened up for OTEP 8 years ago and she had a bad attitude or whatever the case that you're alleging. Okay, let's do that. But what authorizes 300 Facebook commenters that have never met this person? It is the most bizarre fucking shit I have ever seen.
That's gonna work. It just shows that the internet's unhinged.
Okay. You make me feel so much better about it. I was all confused.
The internet's just crazy.
So basically you're saying everybody's just bored?
Yeah. Bored, not just bored on the internet.
Well, I hope, and it's like, is this the best we could do? Like, for the people that haven't been affected or victimized by OTEP, and you're commenting, die, and all this other crazy stuff. Like, is that the best you could have done today? Like, that was your contribution today. Like you don't like OTEP's music. You don't like the rumors. You're uncomfortable with her sexuality. Her image is, unsettling or uncomfortable to you, and you're really glad that she's retiring. Okay, but it's not because you said something on Facebook. You guys got to get out of that. I desperately, it's like a desperate contribution I want to help you guys out with. There is nobody in heavy metal that has the ability or muscles or bullets or laws that can cyberbully somebody like me. So I can only imagine somebody trying to bully OTEP. She doesn't even look like the type of person.
Also, I find it funny.
I don't think she gives a shit. I
find it funny that when someone's let's say I hate cats and cats go out of business. Oh, it's because I hated it. It's no, it's not because you hated it. It's because they stopped producing hats.
Right.
Just because you hate OTEB or whatever,
right,
or don't like her, or
right,
whatever negative thing you have towards her, doesn't mean that led her to retire.
And why in metal are we all going to be negative? It's okay. It's let me pull this up. I'm going to pull it up. Sepsiss.com. Let's go. Let's take a look at it. There it is. Look at that. Look at how strong our search bar is, or whatever you call that thing. Fuck the internet. Guys, let's take a look. We're gonna go. It's just like the Yellow Jacket VIP.
Right.
In Sepsiss, okay? You guys have all heard about the super scary, highly illegal criminal prostitution ring called Sepsiss VIP. We're going to talk about it. Even though it deserves absolutely no attention other than if you wanted to buy it, I'm going to cover it now in light of the OTEP story. Because just like the OTEP story, internet, heavy metal, whoever you are now, guys, I'm going to pull you guys in a little bit closer. There you are. We have, unfortunately, this is a wake-up call for some of you. You don't know this. We have given, you have given, because not all of us have, some of you, many of you, a limited few, have given an unreasonable amount of mythology and make-believe power into social media. I don't know what happened, but regular, everyday people on Facebook think they can cyberbully people into doing things in real life. I don't know how the fuck you guys believe this shit works. But looking at the OTEP comments, it's like a crazed community that is relying and role-playing and believing that their participation in being as negative as they've been towards OTEP is the reason that she has now decided to retire. And I can't confirm that. Maybe that's true.
I don't think so.
I don't think that you can Facebook people out of being black. I don't think you can Facebook or comment section people out of being metal. I don't think Facebook forever. And the reason why I'm going to tell you guys this is because I went to state prison, and I've been locked up for 17 years in lockups, county farms, state prisons, and institutions. And I can tell you from experience that court, gangs, and beatings don't stop pedophiles from raping kids. Society doesn't get together as a group and stop people from terrorism. You can't get a comment section together and stop people from raping chicks. There is no place on Facebook where you can get together in a comment section and change the Sepsiss VIP. You can go fuck yourself in real life. It hasn't occurred to anybody yet. And I hate to be the one to burst your bubble. I hate to be the one to be the wake-up call for all the death metal kids and all the angry people on the internet that want us to stop making music. It's never going to happen. And look, I'll address it in a second, but I just want to remind you guys before we move on from the OTEP thing. I don't think your Facebook comments is the reason she stopped making music. It's not the reason she stopped making metal. Heavy metal fucking sucks. That's probably why she stopped making music. She probably stopped making music for a lot of the reasons musicians stop making music. Because you guys are fucking assholes. The fans, our families, are fucking assholes. And we're tired of it. She probably stopped making music because it's non-inclusive, because it's hateful, and it's fucking negative. Local music, national music, American music is competitive and fucking negative. And you can't make any money. I'm sure that all of those reasons probably don't even compare to the number one reason why OTEP probably is retiring, is because you, the fans, don't care about us anymore, and you won't pay for the fucking music. You won't protect your artists. You won't pay for the music. You won't stand up for Sepsiss. Do you know how many people have come into my inbox and said recently, oh man, I would have stood up for you guys. Oh man, I'd like to speak out and say something. Hey man, I know racism's wrong. Hey man, I know what they're saying about you isn't accurate. I'd say something, but... So when you wonder why rape goes on, it's because you should have said something, but... And why does racism continue? Because you could have said something, but... So why does negativity continue in heavy metal? Because you could have said something, but you always choose negativity over being intellectually honest. So fuck heavy metal. How do you feel about yourself?
The only thing I can think of in terms of this is to that interview that you shared with everyone in the band. I know the audience has no idea.
Oh my goodness. Yes, let's have at it. Yes.
But Linkin Park did this really fabulous interview.
Tell them about it. Tell them
Mike
about it.
Shinoda and Emily Armstrong. And I have a newfound respect for Linkin Park, this new era of them based off this interview. But in terms of what I'm talking about right now, all I can think about as we're talking about OTEP and her decision to retire, all I can think about is Mike Shinoda saying that he looks at like problems in the band as like math problems. Like, does the math add up? And in terms of OTEP, the math didn't add up.
Right.
Why can't we, as her fans, as these people, just respect her decision and shut up?
And it's like, and if you were on the side of people that wanted to see her go, okay, she's gone. Like, I don't. What are we adding to the heavy metal community to jump on her and be like, yeah, I fucking told you so? You guys are so immature. Like, it's no wonder why you guys have no friends and no pussy.
Right. The math isn't adding
You guys
up.
gets no pussy at your shows. I can tell.
The math doesn't add up for that to happen to them. It doesn't add up.
Guys, I am not defending people who have been mean to you. I'm simply pointing out that she hasn't been mean to literally everyone making negative comments about her.
Right.
That just makes all of them followers and negative. That's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wish more of people in the heavy metal scene were positive, and expressive in their positive experience, and had kinder attitudes and behaviors altogether. Is that too much to ask? Like, why is that crazy to ask in heavy metal? Like, I wish that collectively more of the heavy metal scene were fair, mutual, and kind to each other, and when they didn't understand anything, they shut the fuck up and mind their business. No one forces people to go to OTEP shows.
There's basic respect. Like, if
nobody's forcing anybody to be gay or to go to an OTEP show.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
She never forced anyone to do anything.
No. Has any person in heavy metal or music ever done anything to you personally? So before all you cool fans out there start judging musicians, what the hell have any of these people ever done to you personally? If not, then why amplify negativity in heavy metal or the local scene? Why amplify negative experiences that don't concern you directly in heavy metal? Why do we all trash people and feel like we're gaining something by doing it in heavy metal culture? What has it done? What has it done when people are confused or are misunderstood or have different tastes in rock and roll and heavy metal? What do we gain by being negative about it? Lexi.
Nothing.
Then why do it?
Because they're bored.
From the meme blogs to the bands, you guys have all given up kindness, and you've given up on your intellectual honesty because being mean and negative is simply easy for you fucking weirdos. It's so easy and for you to be negative. It just shows how fucking lazy and desperate you are for attention seeking.
And weak.
And weak. Remove yourself from the majority in popular opinion and ask yourself, my heavy metal friends, ask yourself, is this the best you can do? Is this how metal you can really be? Come on, guys, New England metal. Come on, guys. Is this how metal you can really be?
I don't think so.
Okay, man. If this isn't the best you can do, you have to ask yourself. All right, guys. We are outspoken, and we'll have to end it on this one. But I'll explain to you why we're outspoken. And then maybe we can all draw some... Why are you looking at me like that? That looks dangerous.
Because talking about why we're outspoken is a dangerous topic.
Because people wish that we weren't outspoken, Lex. That's what they said. They wish that Sepsiss music wasn't about anything.
That's pretty boring.
I did a poll, and I said, what do you guys want us to talk about? I said, do you want us to talk about world issues? They said, nope, we don't want to hear about world issues. I said, do you want to hear about heavy metal? They said, no, we don't want to hear about heavy metal. I polled everybody and said, what do you want our live streams and broadcasts to be about? And we had a couple people say, you know what, I just wish musicians weren't outspoken.
Then we wouldn't have a podcast.
If musicians weren't outspoken, we certainly wouldn't have a podcast. But you know what we also wouldn't have?
Music.
Lyrics. Think if musicians were all of a sudden less outspoken. For all of you people out there that wish Sepsiss was less outspoken, think of Twisted Sister if they were less outspoken. Guys, if artists were less outspoken and more submissive, right? If we were just a submissive band, right? Then less people would challenge us in our ideas and opinions. What fun is that?
Not fun.
I mean, if anything,
substance.
Right, if you disagree with us, then you should be able to challenge us, you know? I don't think that people would like music at all or any more than they already do if all of a sudden artists were less outspoken. I think people shouldn't be intimidated by anything that Sepsiss does. Just like we challenge people with our difficult conversations, they should challenge us. And that's exactly why we present them. Because we're not scared to take on challenges. We're not scared of heavy metal.
We're not scared of you.
We're not scared of you. If artists kept their perspectives and personalities and opinions out of their music, out of their images, and out of their lyrics, you wouldn't have Slayer and Upside Down Crosses. You wouldn't have Ghost with his Pope helmets. You wouldn't have Gore. You wouldn't have music and branding. You wouldn't have artists that have you wouldn't have artists that could resonate with wider audiences. You would not have artists that have anything about them that could be recognizable. In a time where music all sounds like, each other, and we're all starting to look and sound the same, I think that that's terrible. Imagine music. Imagine art that doesn't imitate life, Lexi. Imagine taking away all the pain and all the heritage and all the honesty. Imagine taking out the history from music. Imagine taking out the identity and all the personalities. Imagine taking out the sexuality. Imagine taking out the contradictions. Imagine taking out the mythology. Imagine taking out the pornography. Imagine taking out the sex out of music.
It would sound the AI bullshit that we've been listening to.
Imagine taking out religion. Imagine taking out songs about poverty, songs about being black. Imagine taking out songs about slavery. Imagine taking out songs about being an immigrant or being American. Imagine music that has no authentic history and identity. Imagine. Music is a way for many people to pass on culture and tradition, heritage, history, and the roots of our emotion and experience. Imagine a music or a heavy metal or a rock and roll or rap where we take out our beliefs, our feelings, and our opinions. You wouldn't have Public Enemy. You wouldn't have the Beatles. You wouldn't have Twisted Sister. You wouldn't have Slayer. You wouldn't have artists like Santana or Jimi Hendrix or Pantera. All of these artists spoke in the realities and pain in art that imitates life. Sepsiss is a message band. Sepsiss is a band with a message and a purpose. If you don't like our music, go fuck yourself. Thank you for watching tonight.
Happy 100th episode.
See you guys tomorrow on the next episode of William vs. the World.